Okay. Okay, good. Lizzie was in the waiting room, so I'm going to give it just a couple more seconds. There we go.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
It
I
kicked on. Yeah, I actually canceled out to start again, and it came on after I canceled out. So it doesn't make any sense. I was already off of the line, and it came on. It's just I don't know. I guess they want to be clever.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, I it's yeah, it's always strange when the things they do to your media.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Anyway,
Yeah.
letting us know they care.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, looks like we're all here. So I guess let's start with the introductions again. Got as always Tom Althouse, the writer creator of the immortal screenplay, Taken and Stolen to create the first three Matrix movies. I don't want people to think you're involved in the other stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then Elizabeth Dove, otherwise known as Madam Punisher on Twitter, a incredible researcher, truth teller, has been in the middle of the truth movement since she got going. Did want to put a little disclaimer on there. It seems like it's been a while since we've done this. We actually did one a couple of weeks ago, and we had a fourth guest on, and he it was just a weird situation. He found us through our podcast and then didn't know that we were going to post it online, so he went back and wanted us to cut his name and information out, and it just got all messed up. So we're working on editing that one. That should be up pretty soon. But for today, let's go ahead and get started. Lizzie, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I didn't hear from you. So I just okay. So so yeah, I mean so much going in the world right now. Not even sure where to kick this one off. I guess first thing I want to ask maybe is what you guys think of the petrodollar agreement expiring today, and what that might do for both the U.S. economy and the world economy.
Go ahead, Liz.
Okay, I won't deny it. I'm a little freaked out because Saudi Arabia, I mean, like the whole thing in the Middle East and what's going on in South Africa right now, or Africa as a whole. It's not even South Africa at this point.
Mhm.
If you haven't been paying attention to the global politics, alliances and people who did not get along before are changing drastically.
Mhm.
People who had never even you would never even consider working together are actually joining BRICS together. They have different ideologies, vastly different ideologies. And we're seeing a very large shift, and it's not just with one or two countries, it is across the globe. American military got basically kicked out of like all of Africa. You know,
Yeah.
I
Smart
mean,
Africa.
I know, not that, we really needed to have bases across the world and all this stuff, like why?
Mhm.
That's just making us a global police state. But the fact that they kicked us out is rather concerning.
Mhm.
Um, and then you turn and you look and you see these people that are like they used to be our allies, or at least they used to be enemies with other people, and suddenly they're not.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
With the petrodollar, I think we're going to even see more shifts with that.
Yeah.
Especially what's going on in. I know this is going to get you censored on YouTube. I apologize.
That's
What's
all right.
going on in Israel? And what they're doing, and then like the whole thing with NATO and Ukraine and Russia and oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw an interesting post actually not even long before this podcast started. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. And it was an article that was written, and I was like, this quote right here.
You want me to let you screen share?
No, I'm doing it on my phone. It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
So it was by this guy named Zalati. 1971, and it came from Telegram, believe it or not. And it said an unexpectedly sensible and reasonable article was published in the Polish newspaper Mizil Polska. I think that's how you say it. Eloquently illustrated with an image depicting Poland in its true role, a buffer state between thick on a wall against which it bashes its head. But here is the quote I wanted to specifically point out. The world is teetering on a thin edge. The West has become a dictatorship and is now transforming into a police superstate that imposes its will on other nations.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wealthy and influential individuals see war as a salvation from the impending collapse of the global financial system.
Yep.
And I think that speaks volumes right there, that last sentence.
Yep.
Yep.
And throw in the use of the entertainment industry to make sure people swallow that pill.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting you mentioned Poland, because that's where Putin is threatening to throw nukes at. He apparently knows of the strategic weapons reserves there, has them picked out, and says that, you know, if they use weapons in his country, he's going to nuke those areas of Poland. So
actually, he's kind of threatened to nuke all of us
yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
He's like, whose ever weapons come at me, I'm nuking that country.
Right.
Which he has every right to.
Every right.
You know, somebody comes and you know, burns your home. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
especially yeah. What happened in Cuba during Kennedy's administration? What was the Cuban Missile Crisis all about? Parking those missiles right off our shores. What's happening? Well, you're parking them right off of the shore or off the borders of Russia. We're doing a missile crisis on Russia. Russia has every right to respond the way they are. Putin is protecting his people, and we are the bad guys in this. The Pentagon.
Well, you know, in a classic case of look here, not there, there is a warship, nuclear capable warship from Russia headed over to Cuba right now.
Well, that's an interesting thing to say. I mean, interesting thing to point out, because wouldn't they reinstitute what had happened before? I mean, we nearly had a world war disaster in Kennedy's period, right?
Well,
he had to address it, right? We addressed it. And so if he's bringing it towards Cuba, that would be an eloquent reminder that we called them on what we're doing to them right now. You know, it's an eloquent reminder. It's like opening that book again.
Putin promises that there's no nuclear warheads on this nuclear capable warship. That being said, I don't think we have to worry about the warship. There's 11 submarines sitting off the Atlantic coast, right? That are all nuclear capable, and they probably have nukes, and they can hit anywhere in the U.S.
You know,
at this point.
If I was a writer and this was the movie, and they said I put me in my own movie, right? What I would do right now as a writer in my own movie is have the Pentagon destabilized, have it taken down, and put those people on war criminal trials at the Pentagon. And I would also address any Congress that was involved with that and make an apology worldwide to the world. And in my movie, Russia backs down. And Putin says, well done. You guys actually took it right there, right tack.
You listen to Putin in his speeches, and every single one of them, he's like, we don't want war. You guys are pushing the issue.
No, that's right.
And we are. We are the aggressors. We're the bad guys. Let's get that on the table right now.
Yes, we are. We're putting millions of dollars into Ukraine, and we got Fitzpatrick, that guy that's up my back, you know, with my sister bought so well that she turned into a monster. It's like saying that we got to send more and more money to Ukraine. No, we got to let Ukraine be a sovereign nation again. Put Viktor Shokin, if he's still alive, back in power. Give them back their structure of legislature and everything back, and get our hands out of there and let them be a sovereign nation and get the FBI out, the CIA out, and the Pentagon out, and let them be their nation again, and they'll do fine. We're the problems that are causing people to die in Ukraine.
We are. We can put the finger directly on us. Specifically Biden. I mean, at this point, because whether it's him or his son, you know, they're the ones that are involved in it. They're the ones that have business dealings over there. They're the ones that
pay out. Lots of payout
Yep.
coming out between them. Money, 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 power, 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 power. You know, what's interesting is that one of the attacks that's now going on, even in a sweet way, is to say, you seem angry and crazy. You're coming across angry and crazy. If nobody's feeling it, what's going on right now, I'd say that's crazy, or worse. That's just like having no feelings. Right now, in our present time, we should be very moved by what's going on with the children, what's going on with Ukrainian people. I mean, Fitzpatrick, like we just heard from this other congressional candidate, that showed me that Fitzpatrick was openly engaged, this lifelong FBI, the only one lifelong FBI congressman, right? The only one. And he's still getting notice packets from Wilshire Boulevard with For Your Eyes Only. He's still operative, lifelong, working as a congressman on the Ways and Means Committee, like we said, oversight. But the thing is, he also, him and his brother, set up a Ukrainian men's club in Bucks County. And they have the Ukrainian flag flying out, bringing off young girls from Ukraine to be prostituted in America, right in our backyard. We are such the bad guys. Let's get these idiots out of office. And let's have oversight over our own animals that have been unleashed. The CIA, the FBI, and the rest of them. Enough. And they're taking out the people that are good in this country. But we're the ones that are actually the salvation of this country. We're the ones that actually are good, that the rest of the world can say there are some good Americans. There are some people. They said during World War II Germany, they accused the population of being complacent with the death camps. We're not complacent with what's going on. And we're being persecuted by the own Nazis in our government for not being complacent. We're standing up. So the rest of the world, take note, help us bring down the Pentagon. Help us. Let them have oversight and get good people in there, and let's clean it out of the rats that are in there. That started back with Cheney and the Bush and the rest of them. And now Fitzpatrick having sexcapades in his office, and it's well known among all of them. We cannot be complacent with this.
Yeah.
You know,
stop. Good.
It's funny because you're like, you seem a little emotional. You seem a little upset. You seem a little angry. And I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, I've been angry for a few years now. It's about time people noticed it.
Isn't that funny though? Because it's like we still have our sense of humor, don't we? We're not crazy angry like these other people. We're self-righteous angry. We are legitimately upset about what's going on. And that's very telling, that one movie that was Network or Broadcast, whatever it was, way back, that old movie way back with Faye Dunaway. And what you had was the guy got on the air and said, like, we're not going to take it anymore. And that's what brought the change. It's like when the person finally showed real compassion, people respond to that, That's why the other side plays on that and says, oh, you're crazy, you're angry. It's like, no, we're not. We're educated, brilliant, and we're upset about what we should be upset about if we have a shred of humanity still in us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you got to realize that, the people who are actually saying this are probably emotionally stunted.
And wanting to make sure that they, you just hit something so good. It's like when we took over when we subjugated the Japanese during World War II, right? And we did subjugate them. They were, by and large, the culture was smart. They're like, okay, we'll just play along. Like that Tea House, the August Moon, right? With, what's the name? Marlon Brando. Brilliantly done. Brilliant piece of work. Because they're going like, yeah, we were conquered so many times. We just kind of absorb what's best from whatever conquers us and goes on. We just roll with it. And it's like, they have this polite society. Very polite, very polite, very polite. And under it, they may be thinking like, I hate your guts, but they're very polite. We have adopted that. The Japanese conquered us in a sense, because we've adopted that into our culture. Now we're like, have to smile. If we don't smile, we're going to be torn apart as angry. It's like, I think this is angry and crazy doing this. Rather than like, come on. Like, could you imagine your parents coming to you when you did something really wrong and they're going like this? Now you really did something wrong here, and I'm going to punish you severely now. So I'm going to punish you. That's scary. That's Jack Nicholson. They're scary.
No, and the other part that's so interesting that I didn't put all together until I realized that this contract was running out was, Trump was building the Keystone. He wanted to refill our U.S. oil reserves when it was super cheap, and he was blocked from doing that. Now they're saying it's too expensive to refill them again. Now all this stuff is happening with the oil, and I'm like, this was all planned out, knowing this date was coming.
Okay. So I got something to add in here that I haven't seen really anybody else mention across the board.
Go for it.
And that is if we do get into war with Russia, and I do mean us, I don't mean Ukraine, I mean NATO and the US.
Right.
Um, you do realize that we lose OPEC, right?
Hmm.
Half the nations would support Russia.
Right.
OPEC would break in half.
Hmm.
Do you know OPEC supplies our oil?
Yeah.
Yep. And you know what's so wild about that is that the whole thing is accounted for and planned in, isn't it? Where they have the reset coming. How many times was I told about the reset when I was being groomed by what? FBI, religious right, Hollywood, you name it, even the Italian mafia. I'm being told all about this is agreed by the cabal. So I have an inside scoop, when I was there, being groomed. And so it's like, yeah, this has all been planned, that the world will be sustainable. And what did Bill Gates say about that? Well, what it comes down to, there's just too many people on the planet.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. His carbon whatever. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to lower one of these numbers.
Yeah, so right there, it's all about that. Yeah, we need to open our windows or children. We need to turn our thermostat down. We got too many people on the planet. We need to go ahead and do. Really, the big thing they're pointing to is they need to eliminate population. That's been on the plan and it works for a long time. So create a crisis where they can justify the implementation of that. And they've already trained their house-to-house military to go, paramilitary to go house-house.
Well, and a world war would definitely, fit the bill, especially one where nukes are going off all over the place, because I don't think it would stop with just one.
No, and I feel bad for our service people because what's going to happen is they are just fodder in the plans of the rest of these cabal idiots, including Fitzpatrick. And they're the ones that have been digging tunnels under their homes and have nice little wintergreen all set aside for a city underground when it happens. Oh, they are just loving this. And they get to go down as heroes while they're the ones that betrayed their own country.
Yeah, well, all the elites are, that's what they're doing in Hawaii. Zuckerberg's building underground bunkers. They're going to be set underground until the world's completely destroyed, and
then they have their utopia. They believe. Yes, right. That's right.
Like if this actually kicks off, I mean, like we're not talking about a population like down to 500 million. We're talking about a population ultimately decimated.
Oh, yes. And entire
worldwide
ethnic groups cleansed, entire ethnic groups. And there's a mop-up operation planned also, which involves trains and camps, refurbished Japanese American camps, which is a shameful thing to do, first of all, because it's a blight on the national identity in our culture.
What national identity at that point? I mean, we're talking about billions of people being gone within, what, a couple months?
Where we irked it. You know what this is? This reminds me of those that go out and try to get shot by police. They go out and wave fake guns around and they want to it's a way to take themselves out in a suicide where they're shot by the poor police officer that has to fire at them. And I feel bad for both sides of that. But what's in this situation is we've got America waving our citizenry in front of Russia and others. Take them out, take them out. They're wanting us to get destroyed. They want us to be taken out. They're doing the same thing where they're putting us in front of the other armed organizations or nations, and they want us to be taken out. It's why they play hero and why they wring their hand. And you watch for this thing that's going to irk me even further. They're going to go, I wish there's something we could have done. Just like the sound of freedom.
I wish there was something we could have done. Yeah. Okay. So 3 of the 4 largest military countries in the world, which is U.S., Russia, China, and India. 3 of the 4 of those are gearing up for a long war.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot. And meanwhile, our Pentagon has made sure it's all what they call it, a chess game. And we are the pawn that is sacrificed on the chessboard. The U.S. citizens are pawns on that chessboard.
Oh, yeah.
I've been told that I am on a list. How many times have I been told I'm on a list? I'm on a list, but they don't know what to do with me because of my bloodlines and because of what I have and what I'm from, which is pretty amazing. I found out more. Oh, my God. Wait till you hear. The bloodlines that I have are just like, what? Swiss royalty. The Dulles Airport, like I said, Dulles Airport, right? It's named after Alan Dulles. I didn't make that connection. That's the CIA goon, murderer, scumbag. And we've got Washington's airport named after him. And that's the guy I'm related to. because his brother is John Foster Dulles, and my brother is John Foster Althouse, and the Althouses are very big in the Nazi community. And you've got this thing where you've got this like, and that's proven by my own sisters and brothers. And you've got this thing where you've got John Foster. Foster is our family name. Foster is Dulles' family name. It's like, so they don't know what to do with me. It's like, you know, well, we want to preserve our bloodlines for this new world order and this reset, but I guess Tom has to be sacrificed. So much so they have my brother. Yeah, they have my brother saying, I really wish I could have my brother back. Meanwhile, he's trying to have me murdered by setting up this thing with Disney and Spielberg. It's like unbelievable. So yeah, that's what they're deciding right now is who still to save, who not to save, who gets to be part of that 1% elite, who doesn't. That's what they're deciding right now. That's the delay, I believe. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, very incredible. So.
Yeah, and then they're putting the mechanism in place to make sure that's facilitated. They did this at the end of World War II. When Dulles, Alan Dulles of the CIA, was trying to decide when he was in Bern, Switzerland, which is my family's roots, Bern, Switzerland, right? Yeah, there you go again. And it's like he was trying to decide how to get the top Nazis over on Operation Sunrise, right? And so, besides Paperclip, and so he wanted to actually save Goering. Save Goering! But he couldn't do it. So he saves the next best guy he can, worst guy, the head of the SS. So he brings them over, right, to Virginia, have a meeting during the war. It's like unbelievable. So yeah, so we're in that state right now where they're deciding how to save those that are, you know, considered elite, blood elite. So probably what's going to happen is, unless they figure I'm not going to keep quiet about it, which I won't, they would make another offer. Yeah, another offer still, yeah. One last chance, Tom, which is in the screenplay. That's what's in the interrogation scene, first scene I wrote, first scene is shot. That's what Neo's being offered. One last shot to join the brave new world, quote.
Yeah. Okay. That you're talking about the scene where they put that bug in his stomach?
And yeah, but you know what that was supposed to be? It was supposed to be a little thing on the back of the neck, precursor of the Neuralink. So it was supposed to be just a little mole, so it's not detectable. That's what's so stupid too, by the way, is they make the big bug in the stomach. Yeah, that's going to pass airport security. But the thing is that what you've got is, yeah, and then they have them dressed in the latex black. Yeah, that's going to not make you stand out. And then they have them going in phone booths. Yeah, that's not going to be noticeable to the Smith agents and a computer super program. Yeah, they're not going to notice that. Well, they keep running in phone booths. What should we do? Make more phone booths. No. Come on, no, bud. And latex that goes, yeah, I don't stand out. I'm wearing black leather. So Elon Musk just did a thing on that. He just put up a post. Get this real quick. Sorry, I'm not a fan of his because he's blocking me from everything, and he's got my tech. So here's what he puts up. Let me show you this.
Oh, okay.
That's the picture that was made of me as Neo. That they did an overlay. The one lady that's working with the website. The picture was made on May 22nd or May 20th, and this was posted on June 5th. And so he's showing that, you know, you're showing up to Thanksgiving dinner at his house dressed like that. He goes, what? What about it? So he's playing off of what I just talked about in an interview recently about how it'd be stupid he dressed like that, right? So, but what's wild is if you look at what I was given, watch this. This is freaky, and I'll let you guys talk. I just wanted to share this with you. So I was given this right here. On May 20th, this picture was done of me. It was photoshopped, made up for our publicity or promotional purposes of getting our story out, right? Now watch this. Okay, 1 second. So here is the picture coming up. I don't know if I sent this to you or not, but I want to show you. So keep in mind the picture I just showed you and the pose he's making. And here it comes. Wait a second, right here. Come on, come on. Okay, here we go. God, help us. My phone. They just have so much fun with my phone. Okay, here we go. 1 second. God, how many messages did I get? Okay, here you go. Here you go, right there. So look at this picture. Here is the picture that was made of me. Okay?
Wait.
Now go back to the picture that Elon Musk used. Ready?
That is you.
Yeah, now it is me. Now watch the picture. Here's the picture Elon Musk made.
Wow, okay.
Is that something?
Yeah.
He's so upset about me calling out about the Neuralink being ours in the Immortals, and that he's being spotted on that he was in Kate Chilton's pocket, that he was a nobody until he was given that tech. And so what's interesting is he has a post that went up not recently that was, he said like, I am just, wait, I might even have it. He said he was just with Netflix, just trying to support Netflix and the Starlink, and that was it. Netflix or something, or no, Netflix and something else, and over the accusation of Ukraine and Starlinks. And he picks Netflix. Netflix is where Kate Chilton is. Kate Chilton is at Netflix. Netflix is where they went to steal and work and everything, and make sure he had the Neuralink. He's giving credit to Netflix. He's so stupid. But people think he's like the savior of the world. He hasn't done anything. He's not a Tesla. He's on the back of the shoulders of Tesla. Tesla's the genius, not Elon Musk.
Right.
And he took my work. He was supposed to replace me. That's my tech. And he can't even explain it. He can't even explain the Neuralink. He doesn't tell you the bad things too. An actual inventor will tell you the pros and cons. They know it inside. It's their baby. I know it inside out, but he never tells you the bad stuff because he's doing it for the Pentagon and the cabal. People need to realize he's not our savior, and he's not bright, just like the Wachowskis. So thanks for letting me say this, but I am so sick of him and what he's doing. So I got reamed the other day that you got to love Elon Musk. You got to love him. You're angry and you're crazy because you don't love Elon Musk. He was put here by the cabal. Right. He's given position by the cabal. It's like Joe Schmo, the duck squeezer, is going to be suddenly somebody in charge of something, and we're supposed to put our prayers and love to him. I'm sorry. He's part of the plan and the scheme where they take failed people and put them in power. And that's the question I've got to ask. What really has he done?
Right.
Nothing. He simply brought forward other people's ideas. That's all he's done. He straight
up threw it in our face with that Halloween costume where he was wearing the bathroom mat. Like, he's putting it out there. He's showing us that his allegiance is not to anything holy or good or
not at all. So why would we waste our time going like, I've got to feel love for him and pray for him? No, he is spoiled rotten. He is getting away with everything. And if I feel a little perturbed about that, because I want to see good in this world where the children are rescued. I say, instead of sending all our little tears to Elon Musk, who's doing very, very well, by the way, I'd rather have the tears go to the children and try to find a solution, which involves Elon Musk being revealed.
It's funny because everybody thinks like, deep state, they're going to be like all bad actors and all this. And they can't, they have this ideology where like the deep state's this iceberg floating in the ocean. And they're like, okay, this is the part we can see and this is the part we can't see, and it's all just bobbing here all together in one piece. And it's like, no, that's not what the deep state is. And I actually made a post about this the other day because I'm like, you got to stop thinking about it as this big, huge conglomerate, because it isn't. It isn't. It's many small pieces of conglomerate.
Yes, thank God. Yes.
So, like, if you want to visualize this, if you ever seen the computer, like, they're AI generated or they're computer generated, but they represent like a computer network, and you see the little nodes and the lines connecting between them, and that's supposed to be the internet, right?
Yeah.
So each node, each of those little dots there would be like a certain type of industry, a group, an organization. So you have like your oil, your military, you've got the military industrial complex, which is something totally different. You've got, fashion, you got food, you got the GMO stuff, you've got, and it goes on. And you get into like the World Economic Forum, the WHO, the Carlyle Group, you get into, all these things, Lucius Trust, you can just keep naming them all. Yep. And then the strands would be the people.
That's right. You're so right, because they have their little, like Rockefeller's group, were taking me in, the religious right, Robertson's group. They're all little factions that all get together and then join each other on Ellis Island. It's just like they're all just little scumbags that get together.
So,
and
a single person can belong to like all like different groups, right?
You can be passed around too. You can be passed around.
You can be passed. Yeah.
And so,
and so like, I don't know, give me an example. Bill Gates. We'll take Bill Gates. Okay, so he's involved in the vaccines, he's in pharma, he's involved in tech, he's involved, like philanthropy. So these are the Yeah, these are the nodes that he is involved in, but the things that he's involved in, somebody else might not be involved in, or they might, coincide on two nodes and not
Right.
the others.
Right.
It's just at this point, a bunch of nodes are all pointed towards us in the same direction and are moving in the same direction and seem to found a way to work together.
You just hit something so incredibly genius, Liz, because it's like, I just hit something. My brother used to mock me of being a jack of all trades because, like, music, art, singing, dancing, writing, conceptualizing, philosophy, science, math, all that. So I had it all, right? And it's like, that's what the cabal likes. It's like they like that. Yet they force our society often and our children into one specialty. And you do it the rest of your life. One specialty. That's interesting. That's like taking an ant and cutting off 5 of its legs.
Yes.
It's like it's going to be walking around with one leg. It's like, yeah, whatever.
So Elon Musk has his own special interests, and in the past, these nodes would fight against each other, and so they weren't really a big deal towards us because they were all struggling for their own little power trips, right? I mean, not saying that they were good, but they weren't like wanting to kill us all right then and there.
Right.
That's changed.
You made me think of something too. Go ahead, finish the shot and I'll tell you. Go ahead.
But Elon Musk has his own little node off here to the side. I mean, like he's you can't think of him as I know people want to go black and white so many times, but there's so much gray in there. And
there is gray. Yes, that's the problem.
You cannot like he's got his own interests. If at some point in time he in his mind decides that, hey, we should destroy the rest of the world because this is a good thing and it'll benefit me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be right along with them. I mean,
oh yeah.
And he's confusing people because he keeps posting stuff that like truth fighters agree with, and they think he's on their side because he's putting things out there that make him seem like he cares about humanity.
And then it doesn't make any sense, too. If I may, let me hold up another one. So I was talking about the red pill, blue pill, right? How many times have I talked about the red pill, blue pill, right? So he puts this up. And what's interesting is if you look at it, it makes no frickin' sense. Yet it gets millions of likes and views, and people just automatically go, oh, Elon, I must like it. I must like it. Might be something in for me if maybe he'll like me if I like it. And it's like what it says. It says the red pill, AI will kill us all. The blue pill, AI will solve it all. Then it goes, all researchers. And it says Keanu Reeves. Then it says, did you just take both pills? Elon, what the frick are you talking about? And why are people responding to this? It's stupid. It makes no freaking sense.
Actually,
they're showing it's stupid. Yeah, they're showing.
I think it makes perfect sense because he's saying if to solve it all, they're gonna kill us all. I mean, like that's the solution right there.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God. So, but they're upset about the red pill, blue pill coming through. They're using Elon Musk like a parrot to come out every time I do a post. And yes, it's about me in this situation with Elon. Elon and I are head to head. I'm blocked from Twitter all the time. He's putting memes up that respond exactly after I do shows. So yes, we're locked to lip because I'm claiming I have rights to my work and it's in a published form and certified form, right? So I'm saying, yes, that's mine. He's losing it and they're punching him forward saying, take this on, do memes, get people to, he's responding. It's like bump, 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 bump. So I
think it'd be hilarious if you put up a Punisher skull after this.
Well, the media, there's no point for the public. Media, if the media, mainstream media grooms you, gives you lots of airtime, you're probably not a good person.
Right. Yep.
Right? Simple formula. So if you're polished up there with the mainstream media, ABC News, owned by Disney, Warner Brothers owns CNN. Yeah, these are owned by film studios, right? They're the ones that gave them the work. So if you're being groomed and shown like, ta-da, then I would say you're probably on the wrong side of it. Yeah, unless you're in that gray area working both angles. But I don't know, because they sure have a way of making sure your hands are dirty. Believe me, Elon Musk has dirt on his hands in order to be the poster boy he is. Because I was the same thing, and you should have seen what I had to go through if I would have been that Ralph Reed.
Oh, right?
Yeah. And that involved gay sex and everything else.
Well,
so,
I mean,
like, yeah.
literally, I mean, like, it's not just the lease that they're dirtying the hands on. I mean, like, they're dirtying everybody's hands at this point.
Yes, they are. They're trying to, well, you're right. They're dirtying like everybody in the public, American public, basically by saying we're complicit, that we are acquiescing, that we're going along with it. Isn't that something? And using our own culture, or that bankrupt culture we have, to do it, where we're supposed to be polite and nod and say yes. How many times do we see someone say something that we don't agree with? We go like, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why that's why they pick the, like we were just saying, they pick the people to be in power that have, that are pedophiles and that are do murderers and do all these things that they can hold over their head to keep them in line. And it's like, if you step out of line, this is all coming out. And that's how they keep everybody in check.
That's right. I mean, who's supposed to groom me? I was supposed to be under Tom Hanks and Ron Howard. I never know about Ron Howard before. But Tom Hanks, can you imagine me being with Tom Hanks and he was my mentor and I was in Hollywood back in 96 and suddenly I'm in a room with him at some point and the child enters and suddenly Tom Hanks is like, wow.
Yeah. And so much is coming out about him that it's still getting swept under the rug though. It's weird. Like it should be front page of every source everywhere, but this information comes out and then it just gets washed away and it's like it never happened. And it's
ABC
crazy to watch.
News, Disney, CNN, Warner Brothers, all these guys who own it. Yep. And that's where they dole the rewards out. It's not hard to follow the rabbit trail. It's not hard to follow it. It's just that there's so much noise being thrown at us.
Right.
Distractions, right? So much distractions. Like just think for a moment, what distractions will be thrown at us as this clock is ticking down to the reset? Oh my gosh, what could they throw at us that would interest? Earthquakes. I mean, let's do a disaster in one of the cities, maybe, something where Atlanta suddenly has something happen. Now watch something happen in Atlanta and they'll be like, Tom, it's like all the, fingers pointing everywhere. Yeah. The thing they just did to Trump, and anybody that says anything about Trump is then suspect. It's like, right now it's a field day. It's a feasting on the corpse, basically, in their minds. And it's like, free reign now.
Well, then we had all those, just recently had all those tornadoes. We're setting record heat here in Arizona. All that, and people don't want to take they don't want to take a look at HARP. It's out there. It's easy to find.
Directed tornadoes. They're happening on cue.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, the big ones like that happened in my backyard.
Yeah.
Right? That went through my backyard. It was like it knocked down the big trees and it was only the length of my backyard.
Yeah.
So like a class 5 touches down, knocks the shutters off our house, is going by and knocking down the biggest trees in our yard, and then lifts again in Warrington, Pennsylvania. What? It's like, they're getting sloppy and they're accelerating. Like Liz, you and I were talking about this too.
They are
about the accelerated program. Yeah, accelerated program, which means they're scared.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Have to get away with this. The reset means everybody gets a clean bill and gets to play God, right? So they want that reset. They are drunk, drooling for that reset right now, but they're not even being careful anymore, are they?
I saw somebody else call them the self-appointed God Kings, and I honestly, I'm going to change the name to that. I mean, it's not the Illuminati, it's not the deep state. They're just self-appointed God Kings. That's all they are.
Yeah.
And like Xerxes and 300, you know what? We can take them down.
Yeah. And you're right.
Make them bleed.
They say
we're down to a minute and a half. I kind of lost track of time and didn't give you a warning.
Well, that went fast.
Yeah, I sure did. I want to make sure I get this on my computer and then backed up. So I think we should try and remember to start right here this time. Are you guys good with doing one more?
Please.
Okay.
You guys are awesome. This is so important. It's so great. I just
Okay, yeah. Let me get this onto my computer backed up, and then let's say it usually takes about 20 minutes. So if you don't hear from me, let's hop back on at 10 past the hour.
10 past the hour.
Perfect. Got it. And for being what's called an angry and crazy guy, I have never had so much fun bringing truth forward. So thanks, guys. All right.
Yeah, definitely. We'll catch back in 20 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Bye. All right. Bye.